Banana. All right, let's see what we got. So we got a few background things to do here. So let's click this, click this, click this. All right, mute that. Copy. Go into here. Click this. And scroll down, go into here. Scroll down. Live on YouTube. Come hang out at everyone. Send it, paste it, send it. All right, that's on there. Boom. All right, I think that's it, right? Right. Oh no, let's go post it over here too. Last one, then we can start. Hope everybody's doing good. And paste. Post. All right. Hey, we're live. How's everybody doing? Oh man, got some people in here already. Oh yeah, we got to change that to live chat. There we go. All right, so let's use it here. We got Sasha. We got Scott with his Spartan Shield. I like that. There, big dog. We got Super Big, Exotic 420, Smoke Ring, Ricky Bobby, just some guy, Pell, Jimtown, Hercules, Mac, Unlucky Myco, Paul, Buddy Loves Buds. He's got his Spartan Shield on there too. Spartan Army member. MXL, Bananas, Smelly D, Bear. Hey, what's up there? High Dog. High Dog's got his Spartan Shield on too. Fins, Feathers, and Bones. Hey, what's up, Floyd? Goblin. Jimtown Steve. AKR. And Cord. What's up, guys? How's everybody been doing? The heck's testing? Why did I not put this on mute before I started? And mute. There we go. You guys be hearing turbo noises the whole time. Ooh, what's up, boys? And girls. Not just boys and girls. So what's going on, everybody? I hope everybody's had a good time. It's been probably a few weeks since we've been live. The wife's got the daughter out at some Girl Scout thing, so I just figured we'd use this time to go live. And it's some of that light out of my eyes. There we go. Like to thank one of our members here for sending me this awesome hat. I appreciate it. I always appreciate when everybody sends me the hats. I like to wear hats, as you can see. Keeps the sun off my head. I don't have a bunch of hair up here to protect my head from getting sunburned anymore. So whenever people send the hats to my P.O. boxes, I'm always much appreciative. And I usually will wear them on stream, like today. Doing better now. Woo! Can anyone get one? Yeah, they're open to the public now, Floyd. What's going on? Hey, what's up, Timmy? Timmy's got a Spartan Shield on there, like it. What's up, GT? My 2x4 is packed wall to wall with Ragnarok colas. Just starting week 6. Man, that's a good time. Week six is a fun time because there's not much for you to do. Week 6 is the last week you have possibly to feed them if they need it. And other than that, like anytime, as soon as like week 3 of flower is done, you have such minimal stuff to do in flower anymore. We call it cruise control weeks. The only thing you do, you can be lollipopping once a week. And generally, after the first lollipopping, I mean, there's nothing to it. The first one's a little bit of work, but after that, you're just keeping it clear. But that first one at week 2, flower is a little bit of work, clearing all that stuff up and kind of seeing where your canopy is going to be and how high up you're gonna go up the legs of the plant. But once that's done, week 3 through week 7 lollipopping, I mean, there's nothing to it. Like literally, there's nothing to it. It's so much easier once that first week's done, the first week kind of sucks because it's shit everywhere. But once that's done, I mean, there's nothing to it. And then you're going to feed maybe once or twice, sometimes week 4 and week 6, depending on size of your plants. And other than that, dude, it's cruise control weeks. There's no more tucking. There's no more training. There's no more nothing. You're literally just letting them go, making sure they don't run out of water, and you're going to turn up the light one more time. And I mean, there's nothing to it. You just get to watch. Like that last half of flower is just so cool because one, you're not really doing anything, and then two, it's like the payoff. It's the payoff from all the work and all the work and training and transplanting and picking out the cultivars and what you were looking for and all the plant shaping. It's all over with, and now it's just watching all of the really cool part, all the cool to start forming. It's a really good time. Platinum Assets, nice. What's everybody else smoking on? I'm rocking some grape cherry punch today. Good looking shirt. Oh, I like this shirt. I heard the guy that designed it was pretty cool guy. Spartans. 3 years and I still can't water correctly. We all learn at different rates. So I don't like it when people like get down on themselves. I like it when you kind of compare what your grows look like when you first started to how they look now. I like to think of it better that way because we're all in our own individual race. It's not a competition. So as long as the grows are making progress, from what they used to look like to what they look like now. Now, if you're going backwards, it's a different story. Schedule a consult. We'll get you straightened out, especially if you're VIP. They're freaking free. If you're going backwards, different story altogether. You know what I mean? You don't want to go backwards. But if we're making progress from where the plants used to look like to what the plants look like, they look really good now, it's like, who cares? I'm not feeling the white hat today. I think I want to rock the black. Goes better with the shirt, I think. Black Cherry Bliss, that sounds good. What's a realistic yield in cocoa in a 4x4 with 6? Are we frozen? No, we're not. Okay, I will tell you guys, the internet today, not the greatest. They're doing like construction work outside, putting in some crap in the yards. So the internet has been very spotty today. So if I crash, it's not me running away, okay? But realistic yield, a great yield in a 4x4 with a 600 to a 650 watt light, irrelevant of plant count, irrelevant of what media you're growing in, is about a pound dry. And that's a really, really good grower will get about a pound dry out of a 4x4. Any of these people that are like, yeah, I got 2.5 pounds or 3 pounds out of my 4x4, they did it. Now, if they were growing in a 4x4 section in like, a 15-foot tall room where they allowed the plants could get taller, then that's a different story. Like at commercial facilities, they can get more weight per square footage because they don't have a roof. So they allow the plants to get taller and they can get stacked more bud in that square footage. But when you're talking 16 square foot inside a limited area like a tent, 1 pound is a really, really good kind of like marker. That's no CO2 or anything like that. These new shirts are rad, GT. Lady T loves her blue shirt. Ragnarok, 11 days old today. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the blue shirt. As a racer, I like black t-shirts because you can't see grease on them. We have grease on our hands all the time from working on the cars. So I like black shirts because they last a lot longer. But I'm telling you what, the colors, how they pop on that blue shirt came out, as soon as we opened the box, I'm like, oh, God dang. Fucking shirt came out amazing. I like the name of that Black Cherry Bliss. I got Banana Jealousy in the seedling area right now. We've got Banana Jealousy. We got Purple Ghost Candy in there right now. I got something else in there. Hold on. Hey, Carter. Shut that alarm off, bro. Thanks, bud. God dang, I can't think of what else I got in there. I think I got cherry pie in there too. I'm wearing the Eagle shirt too. Ooh, baby. I actually get, you know what? Since the state I'm in, I actually get some static wearing Eagles because I guess they think it's for the football team. The state I'm in, they don't really like the Eagles right now. Can I grow 2 pepper plants in a 25-gallon outside? I don't actually know. I've never grown pepper plants. Could you do it with the kind of plants that we deal with on this show? Yes. Do you know between Ragnarok and Rainbow Shermer, which one would be better, washer or have sandy dry combs? That's a good question. I think you're pretty much in a toss-up with either one of those would be absolutely fire. I don't think there's really a downside or a clear winner. 3rd chemo yesterday, kicking that shit home. Woo! Hey, Rowski, good to hear from you over there in England, brother. Keep rocking it, man. I love to hear it. I have Rainbow Sherbert, Spartan Skunk, and Magic Candy Mountain in week 6 flower. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, let's say I went over the seedling tent, but we've got another in my 4x4 right now. We had 6 plants of sour grape rat candy. I found 2 of the exact phenos I want, so now we have 2 of them, and they're both getting very big. I will reverse one of them and then pollinate the other. We got super lucky. We got 2 of the phenos I was looking for out of 6 plants. I was hoping for just 1. We ended up with 2, so it kind of sped up the timeline, so that was really cool. So we got sour grape rock candy in 1 tent. Let's see. The wedding cake tent got chopped down. I haven't announced the names of the other stuff, so we're going to leave it at that. We got some really cool shit happening in the garden right now. We just got done with the cash drop, so I'm not ready. I'm not ready to drop what's coming out with the names of the next 2. But as you can see on our board over here, we have some new messages that are coming soon. Oh, I can't wait for the next one. It's going to be so exciting. I decided for the next drop, it's going to be completely interactive, and we're going to do this huge thing together to make the triple part of it. What are the names, for Christ's sakes? No. My wife stole my blue shirt. I knew I should have bought 2. Dude, I know, dude. The blue shirt. I opened the box. It's the brightest colors out of any of the shirts ever. It's the brightest shirt. It's the brightest colored shirt. The blue shirt. Yeah, exactly. Is it safe to tap my autoflowers down to the first node to keep them short but wide? No, it's not a good idea to do that because the autoflower doesn't work like a photoperiod. So if you have a plant that's got 6 branches on it, it's 2.5, 3 weeks old in veg, and you chop it in half, and let's say you leave 2 branches at the 3.5 or 4 week mark, this thing's gonna flip itself into flower. And if it flips itself into flower with only 2 branches, that's what you're going into flower with. Is you're going to cut it down so much. So topping is generally, like if I got autoflowers, I might top them 1 time right when they're first become available to top. Other than that, it's like low stress training or super cropping, just bending them over, folding them over. Sorry, I got a loud ass truck driving by right now. So it's one of those things where if you go too far down, you cut too many branches off, you've severely limited the amount of branches that you're going to get in flower because they just don't have time to regrow the structure that you've chopped off. Because once you plant an autoflower, it's like the fuse is lit. You can't pause it. So if you hurt it or you damaged it too much or you trained too much, you don't have a chance to fix it before the thing flips itself into flower. It's one of the really nice parts about photoperiods is you mess something up or you trained them a little too big or you trained them too much and you've made them, you don't have enough branches, you can go into flower whenever you want. You don't have to let the plant tell you when it's going to happen. So it's generally just not a good idea to chop them that far down and lose that many branches. So it's the best thing, like I'll top them right when they first become available to top. So if I got a couple nodes, and then I'll take the center out, I'll either fem it or just completely top it. And I only do that one time, and it's right at the beginning. Other than that, I just pretty much just let it grow and just kind of adapt my shape of the plant with either super cropping or LST. Love all the shirts. Nice old lady asked me about the Cherry Tonic Sledgehammer shirt, and I told her it was from a video game. My son gave me the shirt. She said it was very colorful. Nice. How's it going? It's going good. Going good. What's going on with the names? Oh, they're coming. As you can see, I've got notes for myself right here on the backboard. I think we're going to do a nice little game here where I just like slowly. Do I want to commit to this? I don't want to give any information out yet. I feel like we're still so close from whenever like the cash drop just ending. I don't like stacking them up on top of each other like that. Maybe we'll play a little game with this dry erase board. I've said too much already. I don't know. Maybe just watch that board behind me. And coming up, just watch that board behind me. And coming up videos and coming up live streams. Hey, Red Pill, thanks for donating the 5 memberships. I appreciate that, brother. Wouldn't it be fun if I just told you? What fun is it if I just tell you? Did you call? No, the Dark Horse was with Cache One. So it was actually, I had 2 mother plants, and you guys actually all voted on it. I think it was, we had it on the Discord at the time. And I said I have a mother of the exact pheno of Cache that I like. I have a mother of Cache and a mother of PFG Super Grape. And I put it up to a vote. I said, which one do you want me to cross with the Bruce Banner S3 from Dark Horse? And the Cache won by a pretty handy margin. So that was with the Cache One mother, the main mother that I was pulling all the clones from. Hey, what's up, Galaxy? Woo! Joining live. How's it going, bud? Hey, what's going on, Moochie? I like that Spartan. Look at all the new Spartan shields in the chat. Everybody, make sure you thank Red Pill for that. Hey, happy Wednesday there, Spanish. You guys want to play a game? It's Saw voice added. If you haven't done so already, please hit the like button. Hey, thank you. Much appreciated. No, so yeah, I would just pay attention to maybe secret or cryptic messages that might be showing up on this board behind me for the next, I don't know, I'd say over the next 2 to 3 weeks. There might be clues popping up on that board from time to time. I don't know, maybe this brand new board that we've got set up here is going to be here for a reason. I don't know what you should say. I don't know about it. What's the first message going to be? I don't know. You're going to have to see. There's a message up there right now, but it doesn't have any hints to the names. Those will be future messages. How do you add the shield? The shield is actually added through the join button. So if you go to any of the videos, there'll be a join button. It's only I think it's $4.99 a month. You just click it and they give you that little Spartan shield next to your name saying you're a member of the page. It's just, you tease. Yeah, that's the point. That's the point. Shopping Atomic Smash Cake Friday. Dude, I love the wedding. I love the cake stuff. It's one of my favorites. I like what the red writing says. That's exactly. Yeah, you don't have to hit the join button. That's not it. It's nothing that you. It's like there's no like bonuses or anything that come. It just gives you that little. It gives you your name and color, and puts that little shield, Spartan shield, next to your name. The longer you have it, the different color the shield turns from month to month. It's just if you want to, brighten up your name in the chat. I like yep. What's the longest you ever had to flower the strawberry mimosa? The sun maybe start week 14. I don't like going anything over like towards the end of week 11. These plants, when you're dealing with photo periods, the longer you keep them in flower. Now this isn't like a herm trait. This is all plants, all photo periods. So if you let them stay in flower longer, anytime after like 12 weeks of flower, 13 weeks of flower, the plant goes through a natural process called rodinization. And what this is if we deny cannabis plants pollen long enough, they are eventually going to reverse themselves, make thinners, and put out feminized, non-herm genetic carryover trait pollen. So literally perfect pollen for making feminized bird food. Okay. Yeah, all the orders have been shipped. So in that email that said, being completed, it's wavy gravy. I'm pretty sure. I think there's only like 4 orders. Actually, I can pull it up right now. So I don't like going anything over. I don't like going anything over like the 12-week mark because, if you're really going to watch it, it's okay. I just don't like pollen on my plants if I don't want it there. You know what I mean? Orders. Processing. The oldest orders are only from a week ago. So I would imagine, what was your order number there, Wavy? Should be like 4 digits. Because the oldest order I have left. The oldest order I have left is from a week ago. So not that old. Everything else is shipped off the merch store. Yeah. That's a good time to chop it there, buddy. What's flower time at Ragnarok? 8 to 9 weeks. What's best temperature for growing autoflowers? I had a great run last summer, and everything else since has been disappointed. Well, the problem, Kevin, is that you're dealing with autoflowers. So one of the reasons I don't like autoflowers for like new people is you can grow them perfectly and exactly the same, and you can always end up with different results. So it's one of the downsides about autos is they're not very consistent. They're not very consistent with your end result. So if you're new, you're like, oh man, I must be doing something wrong. Whenever it's literally just genetically linked, they can just not have very consistent results. Unlike with an autoflower or with a photo period, if you treat it right, you're going to get the same results every single time. So temperature, if you're comfortable in the tent, they're comfortable. Don't overthink it, okay? Oh, but yeah, Wavy, if you haven't gotten an email, maybe check your spam, maybe, because all the orders except for I think the oldest order was from the 16th. There's like, so a little over a week ago. She just still has fresh pistils. I posted this, but what you have to remember is the longer you keep them in flower, remember they're throwing out those pistil hairs with a purpose. So the purpose of throwing out the white pistil hairs, if they're never receiving pollen, the plant, even through the end of its life, will throw off new white pistil hairs. So if you're keeping it in flower longer, it will keep throwing off white pistil hairs because it's trying to catch pollen. And if the pistil hairs have died where they turn that orange or red or whatever color they happen to turn for that plant, they're no longer capable of accepting pollen. Well, if you keep the plant alive long enough, it is going to constantly produce new white pistil hairs because it is trying to catch pollen. It is trying to reproduce. And a lot of times what will happen is if you keep them alive long enough, rodinization will kick in. It will produce new white pistil hairs. It still hasn't gotten pollen from an outside source. It'll start making nanners, produce the nanners, and then those new white pistil hairs will catch the pollens that is self-producing all by itself to carry on to make the next generation. Wavy Greg says 3171. Let me pull it up. Give me a second. We're going to do it live. Bow. Search. Click, click, click. All right, let's see. All right, so we got that. Now we'll go over to the shipping place. Where is it? Where is it? Now I have the shipping place up here. Of course. Bump, bump, bump. Log in. Click. No. Come on, keyboard. No. Come on. There we go. Oh. That's for a Cherry Comic Sledgehammer t-shirt. That's 1267. 3171. Film. So many millers. Oh. Okay, maybe it'd be better to look over. Okay, there we go. Sorry, everybody. Looking stuff up. Okay, so then there. So go to hidden. There it is. Click this. All right, move this back. Did you only have one order, Rodney, or did you have multiple? Or I mean, Wavy Gravy, sorry. Did you only have the one order, or did you have, besides 3171, did you have another one? Thank you for autograph my Dougie. Hey, no problem. Thank you, sir. Always wealth of knowledge. Hey, no problem. Bump, bump, bump. Hey, what's up, Road 504? Woo! Almost missed a lot. What's up, everybody? What's up, Krusty? Hey, what up, ADHD? What's up, JD? I've been flushing for 2 weeks, but I know now why it's still throwing pistil hairs, so chopping time. Yeah, so hey, WR, dude, I hope that hip surgery or knee replacement, whichever one it was, I know it's one of those two. I hope it went well. Yeah, so now you know exactly why. No, they're not actually not genetically identical. So early herms are caused by stress caused by us or outside factors. Whereas late herms, this is actually a natural part of the plant's life. Let's just say, they happen to be no males in the area for them to reproduce. Well, this is one of those moments where it's like life finds a way. So whenever the plant decides to do it, not because of an external problem hurting it, but when a plant decides to do it, they do the seeds that come off of that pollen do not carry the genetic trait for them to herm also. To whereas you have an early herm from stress induced from us, the grower, that pollen is tainted with the genetic predisposition where they will herm, and it carries it. Now, you can breed that out of it. It takes a couple of generations to do it, but you can actually breed that herming trait back out of it. Usually. It doesn't seem to work on Gorilla Glue number 4 for some freaking reason. Or Mac, because it's a triploid, so we can't do that either. So you just got to deal with it. But luckily, that pollen from any of the pollen that comes off of a Mac, since it is a triploid, it's all inert. It doesn't actually do anything. But whenever the plant goes through the process of rodinization all by itself, that pollen does not carry the predisposition or the genetic markers telling the plant or carrying that herming trait with it in the pollen. So since it's not carried with the pollen, as long as you haven't messed up the plant that you're going to be pollinating with it, the seeds do not carry those genetic markers to start herming. I have not grown cherry poppers, but it sounds cool. Like anything you put cherry, anything in a name with me, I'm in. Hey, what up, Miles? Second hip in 3 months. Just got home, doing well. Dude, I love to hear that, bro. Congrats. I had my second hip surgery in May. Oh, buddy. I had to go to the, what is an ear like doctor specialist calls? Is that, it's not like an eye specialist, and he's like just above like an ear, nose, and throat specialist. So he does just like ears, because I lost all my hearing in my left ear. I can't hear, got nothing. So I can't hear anything in this ear anymore. It's been just over the last 2 months. I completely lost the hearing in my ear. So I've done 2 MRIs. They did biopsy, all of it perfect. But my ear canal actually like collapsed and healed itself like scar tissue over the top of my eardrum. So I was at that place today. It's not, yeah, it was at an ENT office, but there's like a specialist inside of an ENT, and he's like, is it like, because like a eye doctor would be like an ophthalmologist. They have a special name for guys that just like specialize in ears. And luckily, like the best ear guy in the country happens to live or happens to do surgery like 35 minutes from me. So he worked out. He goes, if you had this problem in California, he goes, you'd be coming out here to see me. Yeah, like an audiologist or something like an auto. Yeah, there it is. Auto-orthologist, whatever that is. That's exactly what this guy is. And he is a surgical version of that. So apparently they're going to have to go in. So like my eardrum on this side is collapsed. So you can't even, like, if you look in there, you can't even see my eardrum. It's ridiculous. Actually, I think I have a picture of it. You guys might get grossed out on this, but actually, it shouldn't be gross, but so you guys know what a normal eardrum looks like. Well, mine, they gave me this picture. So mine looks like this right now. So you can see like it completely, the canal, your eardrum is not supposed to look like that. It completely like sealed over and then like healed across my eardrum. So my ear canal like collapsed and then healed together like that. So I haven't had any hearing in this ear for 2 months, which sucks. So like when people talk, I can't tell what direction they're talking to me from. So if I hear somebody say something to me, I have to like 360 look around because I have no more surround sound, and I only have hearing out of this side of like my head. So I have to like spin around because I can't tell where the noise came from. Because when you have 2 ears, you can pinpoint, oh, sound came from there, and you can look right to it, or sounds behind me, I look right there. When you only have volume coming from one side, it all sounds like it's coming from everywhere. So I have to like look around to see who's talking to me. It really sucks. So apparently they're going to go in behind my ear. They're going to, I don't know if they use a drill or what, but they're going to go in behind my ear. They're going to cut in there, and then they're going to come in because they don't want to go through it from the outside in because your eardrum's right on the other side. If they go, they don't know how far back it goes. So they're going to go in behind my ear and come up between, like in front of my eardrum, and then make a left and go out. A gynecologist. Nice. But so they're going to, yeah, that's not, yeah, exactly. So there's no eardrum, like you can't even see my eardrum because my whole eardrum collapsed. So they're going to go in behind my ear, like cut a hole behind my ear, go into my ear canal, like right in front of my eardrum, and then they're going to like tunnel out towards the exit. And they're like, yeah, it's going to be pretty painful for like 2 weeks. So that is scheduled for August 11th. So I imagine the middle of August with no racing. So it's going to cut no racing for 4 weeks. So I can't do anything like exertion wise for like 4 weeks after it gets done. And so that will be no racing for like the middle of August through the beginning of September. So that sucks. But yeah, so that was fun. I was there all day today. But yeah, no hearing on this side. I haven't been able to hear over here for like 2 months. Well, I tell you what's cool about there is one good part about it though, is even if I do hear something, like if the wife's yelling for me to do, like she's like, hey, or trying to get my attention, I can like pretend like I don't hear her, and I don't get in trouble for it. So she'll be like, GT. I mean, that's not what she calls me, but I'm just saying. She'll be like, GT, and she's like, hey, can you grab the trash or whatever? And I just walk. I can just pretend like I'm just going about my business. If she sees this, I'm in trouble, but because I think she suspects that's what I've been doing. Now I am Def Leppard. Yeah, I do the same thing. Yeah, see, I'm not alone here. But I could just pretend like I didn't hear her, just like, and I don't get in trouble because she's like, oh, he's deaf now. I've been pretending to be deaf. Yeah, see, I'm not the only one. Wife, if you watch this, I'm not not just me. GT, thank you for the knowledge. You're best in business. Hey, man, I'm a big fan of growing this plant, and I'm a really big fan of other people being able to grow this plant. Back whenever I started doing these videos, we've been doing videos on this channel for almost a decade now, or just at a decade. It was like a really guarded secret. Nobody they kind of like wanted to show off like the plants that they were growing, but they didn't want to tell you. They told you like a roundabout, kind of like, here's kind of what I'm doing. I was like, I just want to show everybody exactly what I'm doing. So it's one of those things where I really enjoy. I get a lot of enjoyment out of watching people progress, like growing this plant. Like they don't have to go to the expensive dispensaries anymore. You don't have to buy stuff where you have no idea what it is or what's been put on it. If it's been like irradiated and then sprayed with like fake chemical terpenes. No, you just grow it. You can grow it right at your house. It's a super simple method for doing it. It's one of those things where I get a lot of enjoyment out of teaching people about this plant and watching how like excited they are whenever they see that like the plant's like going in the right direction, or they're getting better at growing this. I get a lot of like enjoyment and satisfaction out of that. So what'd he say? Yeah, I'm a meanie. I've been pretending. Do you feel it's harder to finish plans in the ebb and flow system? I feel like mine never want to finish. No, not really, because whenever we got there towards the end, I started dialing back on the amount of times they got watered. With my lighting system, I put them into instead of going like a 12-12, I went like a 10-14. So they were only getting like 10 hours of light and 14 hours of dark. So they were thinking it was way further into winter. And then with those ebb and flow systems, whenever you remove all the nutrients, because after week 6, I completely remove all the nutrients and they only got mag sulfur in week 7 and then just plain water in week 8. And I took them out halfway into week 9. So by doing all those kind of things combined, dude, they finished amazingly. Like we did that video, I think it was like week 7 flower. And I had those 3 just giant colas. I think I was like hiding my face like Will's or like what was ever the neighbor's name was from Tool Time, where he was constantly behind the fence. But I had those. I just grabbed 3 colas and clicked them off. And they were just monsters, just hiding my face. And they were so frosty and everything, and they faded out fantastically. I actually think with the shortened daytime and with the ebb and flow system, I actually think they finish quicker because they're running through the nutrients so much faster, being in a cocoa and perlite based system versus like a soil based, where it can hold on to the nutrients better. The canna does not hold on to it nearly as well. Now, if let's say you were doing an ebb and flow system and you were growing in soil, I could see how that would be a problem because you're constantly flooding and entrenching the soil with nutrients that it can actually absorb and hold on to. I could see where that would be a problem, because as long as there's nutrients, they won't want to finish. They won't want to fade because they don't need to, because they got so much ample extra food. But if you're talking about in like a canna or in a cocoa system, it's a lot different because it doesn't hold on to it very well. Oh, she'll figure it out. I kind of know she'll figure it out, but I am enjoying it because she like I'm getting like that pity, like, oh, my husband's like half deaf now. So I get like that pity, like maybe I won't bother him to, do this meaningless busy work task that I was wanting him to do. And she just kind of like lets me like stroll around in my hearing impaired world as I just walk around the house like sad. Next, our next question. When do you cut your plants off of anything in flower except water, of course? Hey, cripple. I kind of went over there, but week 6 is the last week I will add food. Now, if I'm doing liquid nutrients. If I'm doing like slow roost dry mimics, week 5 is the last week that I'm going to add anything. But generally, I try to even stay away from putting anything in at week 5, because generally the slow release dry mimics last about 4 weeks, and I don't want to take them out to week 9. Now, if I have a plant that I know is like, oh yeah, this plant runs to week 11 pretty regularly, week 5, week 6 is a pretty normal time. But if I'm dealing with a plant that only runs to around week 8 or week 9, generally week 4 is the last week I want to put that in there, because then they'll have it for week 4, week 5, week 6. They're going to have it for a little bit of week 7, but it's pretty much running out by then. Week 7, they're only getting mag sulfur and water. I don't care what mag sulfur product you use, whether it's Botanicare Sweet, Flora Nectar, Bud Candy, whichever. I don't care about the brand, whichever one you're throwing in there. Just Epsom salt, it's the same shit. Bella, why are you making so much noise? What are you doing? She's over there just like, sounds like a dinosaur. But any of those products for mag sulfur will work for week 7, and then week 8 is just my finishing week. Now, to bring that back to a point, whereas if you're like, yeah, but I got a 10-week strain, you can just extrapolate that out to where week 8 is your final feeding week, week 9 is your mag sulfur week, and week 10 is your water week. And you're like, well, how will I know how long of the strain that I want it to go? Well, a lot of this is going to depend on you as a person. How much amber do you want in your trichomes whenever you're going to chop down? And you're going to use like your little, this is not a jeweler's loop, this is a paperclip holder, but you're going to use your little jeweler's loop. You're going to look at your plants. Once again, this is not a jeweler's loop. This holds paper clips, and it happens to have a cool purple frost giant sticker on it. But you're going to use your jeweler's loop, and you're going to look at your buds, and you're like, oh, look, we got mainly cloudy with a little bit of clear. Great, that's your final feeding week. As soon as you're mainly cloudy with a little bit of clear on your trichomes, if you like the 5 to 10% amber, great, this is your time to cut off food. If you look at your plant and it's like, oh, it's mainly clear with a little bit of cloudy, you got 2 weeks left. And then you're going to check them again in 2 weeks. You're like, oh, look, now it's cloudy with a little bit of clear. Great, that's your last week. It's time to cut them off. Now, if you're one of these people that are like, I don't know, I like 50% amber. Great, you're going to do that same thing. You're going to check the trichomes, and as soon as they're at 25%, where it's 25% of the current picture of the trichomes you're looking at are amber, it's time to cut off food. All right? Come here. Here, Bill. Here. You're a lazy bulldog today? What are you doing? What do you recommend for mag sulfur? Oh, I think we just kind of went over it. Hey, what's up, Sir Richard? Mag sulfur products that are really, really good, I use them all the time, is Bud Candy, Botanicare Sweet, Florid Nectar, or just regular Epsom salt. Now, if you're going to do Epsom salt, you got to do a little science project first, okay? So whenever we're feeding mag sulfur, we want at least around 180 to 200 ppm. Whenever you mix up, like if you're mixing up 5 gallons or 1 gallon, doesn't matter. So you got to do kind of a little experiment where you're going to take up. It works a lot better if you do this with like measuring spoons instead of just like a regular spoon. If you do it with a regular spoon, you don't really know how much stack you have on it. To whereas you have a measuring spoon, you know, you can scoop it and slide the top off, and you always have an exact measurement. So I always tell people get like a teaspoon or a tablespoon measuring cup, you know, a little measuring spoon. Fill that up and start off with 1 gallon of water and mix that in, stir it in, wait for it all to break down, absorb, and spread out, and then take a reading with your ppm pen. Okay, so if I put in 1 tablespoon in 1 gallon of water, it says I get 150 ppms. So great. So you know 1 tablespoon is not enough to get you to the ppm of mag sulfur you're looking for optimal results. And of course, the bigger the plant, the bigger the ppm has to be. But 180 to 250 or to 200 is a great starting point for a normal size plant. On the you know, whenever you're doing this, you're like, I got an average size plant. I want to give them 200 ppms. I know 1 tablespoon gets me to 150 ppms. You don't have to do this with the liquid versions, but when you're doing it with Epsom salt, some people like to use Epsom salt because it is just magnesium and sulfur. That's mag sulfur. It's the same thing. So you have to do a little experiment with this and kind of figure out how many scoops you need. And then once you know every tablespoon gets me 150, so I know if I put 2 tablespoons in here, that'll be a 300 ppm mixture. If you're dealing with plants that are a little bit on the bigger sides, or maybe your stems are running a little purple, 2 tablespoons, you'll be just fine. All right, so you got to measure it out a little bit. GT in a cocoa perlite 70-30 mix, a feed, water feed schedule good. Yeah, that'll work just fine. That's actually exactly how I fed my plants in my ebb and flow system. Whenever I did the ebb and flow system, though, I did a 70% cocoa and 30% perlite mix. I think if I do it again, I'm probably going to go to a 50-50 mix, though. Because with the 70% cocoa and 30% perlite mix in the 5-gallon pots, for the majority of veg, I was only watering once every 5 days. And then towards the end of flower, I was still only, you know, people are like, you got to water it 5 times a day. No, you fucking don't. I was still only watering like once every other day. And then week 6, whenever they're in peak water consumption mode, you know, you're in the midst, you know, you're at the peak week of the bulk for flower. I was watering once a day, 15 minutes at a time. And that was during peak week. And that was it. Just peak bulk week. I was watering once a day for 15 minutes and then it would rain. So, but I think next time in the ebb and flow system, I'm going to go for a 50-50 mix where it's 50% cocoa and 50% perlite. I think at that, we're going to get it down to like watering every other day. And then when we get into flower, probably like week 2 or week 3, I think we'll be able to set it up to where we water every single day. And then the next time after that, I think we're going to completely reverse it where it's a 30% cocoa mix and a 70. And then the next time after that, I think we're going to completely reverse it where it's a 30% cocoa mix and a 70% perlite mix, and then we're going to go to 100% perlite grow. And whenever we get into something like that, we're going to be watering. It's like we'll be watering 15-minute interval, like once every 2 hours. We'll click one 15-minute interval, so we'll end up watering like 12 to 13 times for the day, and then it will constantly cycle water in and out of the tank like once every 2 hours. And that's on like 100%, just 100% perlite grow, or we might do hydroton or something like that. But it's the same thing. They're both inert medias. Gently tap that like button. The info is free. Hey, thank you. Hey, what up, Mike D? Godslap. All right, I probably missed a bunch of questions. Just answer my question for me. Okay, yeah, see, I thought I did, but then I went back into it again. Hey, what's up, Wilson? I have Meniere's disease in my left ear. Hearing is down about 45% with a side of tinnitus. I will get vertigo if I eat too much sodium. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, so my ear on my left side, they did a hearing test on it today. It's down 90% because, I mean, you can see it. It's like completely like the ear canal is like collapsed in front of it, and then it healed together like that. So they actually have to go in there and like bore that open, and then they're going to put, they're called wicks or something in there, and they're going to have them going in from behind my ear and down here to like hold it open so whenever it heals, it doesn't grow back together. I'm not really looking forward to it, to be honest. I just got a coupon for flour because I haven't been in the dispo for flour in such a long time. Yeah, that's exactly what should be happening. And it'll get to the point, like the only time I have to go to a dispo is if I'm out of town, because, you can't get on a plane carrying, your medicine with you, even though I could bring a fucking 90-day supply of Oxycontin if I wanted to, if it was prescribed to me. But if I smoke one too many joints, I'm going to get hungry and sleepy. If I take one too many Oxycontin, you die. But that's completely fine to bring on the airplane. But a naturally growing plant is not. I don't fucking get it. Make sure your doctor shows your ear back close to your head so your helmet fits on. Thanks. Yeah, put an extra stitch. My ear's already pretty flat against my head. I think it's like, look, I mean, this is like not me even pushing down. I think it's because I wear a helmet for so many sports, like a tight race car helmet for so many sports. My ears, they don't flare out. Like a normal ear, I feel kind of flares out like this. My ears sit almost completely flat, like they're pinned back. See what I'm talking about? Like they're just less wind resistance, just woof. But yeah, hopefully, whenever so I'm going to have to deal with no hearing in this ear for the rest of June, all of July, and like half of August. And I've already been dealing with it 2 months. So for half this year of 2025, nothing over here, nothing. I still don't want to show my plants. Yeah, we all come to these junctures when we're ready. That's the nice part about it. You can interact as much as you want to or don't want to. You can just hang out and chill in the background. There's no judgment in this channel, in this chat, in the Discord. That's not the way that I built the community. So I don't know. It's one of those things where we all do things at our own pace and when we're ready. You know what I mean? When is week 1 of flower? So week 1 of flower starts the day after you turn your lights to 12-12. So if like I go in there tonight in one of my, which I actually am, I'm going into 2 of my tents and turning them to 12-12. If I go in there tonight and turn my lights at 12-12, tomorrow, the very first full day that they have on that schedule, tomorrow is the start of my week 1 flower. Anybody that tells you that week 1 flower does not start until you start seeing pistil hairs or anything like that, that is 100% wrong, because it was a coping mechanism that people dealt with for having small plants. They're like, oh, well, this is actually an only week, 2 of flower, when in all truth, they were in week 4 of flower. It's just the plants are so small and shitty looking that they didn't want to say it was in week 4 of flower. The second we transition them to flower is the next day is the first day of flower. Hey, all, love the channel. Well, Molly loves monkey. We love you. Epsom salt goes in first, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Well, if you're just testing, if you don't know how much Epsom salt to put in, then yes, it needs to go in first. But you should generally do this by itself in own little, just like a little science experiment. I'm using Autopods. Maybe need a consultation. I'm a VIP member for the win. Yeah, dude, just send me a message over on the group page. We'll get you set up. Montreal's here. What's up, Montreal? Woo! Hey, what's up, Frost? Do I need to capitalize all my questions? I don't think so. But it doesn't mean I'm going to see them. Because we got a lot of people. We get a bunch of people, and then I'll get off on my rants, and I don't even look at the chat for like 5 or 10 minutes at a time, so they can get lost. I donated 20% of my hearing to heavy metal concerts. I thought my hearing was going to be a lot, before this happened, I thought my hearing was going to be like a lot worse than it is, because I've been around race cars all my life. But it was actually really, really good until this happened. My hearing in my right ear is really good. My hearing in my left ear was really good, but now I can't hear anything out of it. So it's really weird. It's like somebody, you put those like squishy foam earplugs in. It feels like I squished up like one of those foam earplugs, and then somebody took a pencil and like pushed that foamy squished up earplug and like pushed it, used like a pencil and pushed it down further into my ear canal, and it just feels like that 24/7. Like there's something in there just pressurized and like trying to expand. Like that's exactly what it feels like. Oh, you can get a dime and put it behind for tricks later. Just constantly pull out dimes. Yeah, exactly. Same here. Donated 20% of my hearing to 120 Grateful Dead shows. Oh my God. Funny story. Funny story time. My very first job. This is going to date us here, because date me, because Grateful Dead was still touring. They were still touring. I'm not sure when Jerry Garcia died, but they were still touring. My very first job, I was a cook at White Castle. So you know what White Castle is? They're like the little square hamburgers, like a Crystal Burger. If you're from like the South, like Florida, and them, they have what's Crystal Burger. It's like that's what White Castle is here. And so I was a cook at White Castle. And apparently, whenever the Grateful Dead, when they were getting ready to end their show, they don't have a White Castle where they're from, I guess, or whatever, but they told the whole concert, they said, we're going to White Castle after the show. Everyone meet us there. And they did. It was nights, so generally it was just like a normal, I think it was a Friday or a Saturday night, just a normal night. And then it was a huge concert. This isn't some small thing. It's Grateful Dead concert. It's gigantic. I'm not kidding. The entire concert, they had the highway shut. There was a highway right out in front of it. There was nowhere to park in there, so they shut the entire highway down, every side street. There must have been 10,000 people show up to the White Castle. I was the only cook on duty. We had one cook, one person on fryer, the manager in the back, and one person at the cash register. We were just back there. We're trying to help everybody. A guy comes up. I have no idea who he was. He said, I'll take 1,000 cheeseburgers with no onions. And we all started laughing, and then he pulled the money out for it. I set the spatula down. I said, took the apron off. I said, y'all have fun. I'm getting the fuck out of here. That's the last time I ever worked or went into a White Castle's. Oh. So that's my Grateful Dead story. Zero judgment in the Discord. Yeah, exactly. Hey, buddy, I got my beans last week. T. Jefferson, I told you I wasn't gonna forget about you. We got them all out there. Oh man. Oh, holy cow. Why did this switch back to top chat? Hey, GT, check out my PFG out in the Discord. I think they look good for my first grow. Dude, I think they've been looking good. You have an inflamed labyrinth. That's a good movie. In your ear, pretty common. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I can't hear anything. Like, the whole tube's collapsed. They actually have to do surgery, they said. Not White Castle. Yeah, see? Apparently, I have the best surgical that word there is, and they have me scheduled for surgery on August 11th. That's fucking hilarious. I didn't think it was at the time. I didn't think it was very funny, but looking back, it's pretty funny. I would have quit too. Yeah, exactly my point. I felt terrible, but I'm pretty sure everyone quit but the manager, and the manager kicked everybody out and just locked the door. GT, when changing lock schedule, do you recommend extended dark period or the opposite? No, whenever we've done this a few different ways. So we've done the extended light and we've done the extended dark. We have found it made zero difference. The only time I recommend like an extended dark period is like, let's say you have a strain, it's a photo period and it's not flipping over into flower. Like you've switched to 12-12. It's been 2 weeks. They have shown no change into going into flower. A lot of times what we'll do is we'll put them into a 48-hour dark period. And when we do that 48-hour dark period, it's enough of a stressor where the light has just not been coming back on, where it will kick them off and they will go into flower because of that extended dark period. We have had to do that with some people's grows sometimes, just because sometimes you just get this weird thing where they will not flip themselves into flower. They're like the exact opposite of an autoflower. Like, yeah, we ain't going into flower. So it's one of those things where you just have to, where we'll take and we will give them that extended dark period, and that'll actually get them to trigger to go. Laugh my ass off. That's awesome. Yeah, that was a great story. I worked there for like a whole summer. It was really cool because like White Castles back then was like one of the few places that was like open 24 hours is when I was in high school. And like all the high school, like after they would be like out partying or whatever, they would all come up to White Castles to hang out. It's like kind of like the hangout spot, since the cops couldn't kick them out of there. The cops couldn't kick them out because it was a 24-hour like place. So the cops couldn't like run them out of there. Like, you know, the kids could hang out there and not get in any trouble for hanging out in a parking lot. And I had a ton of friends that would all come up and we would just like make them cheeseburgers, and it was even cheese fries and stuff like that. It was just a good time. It's a fun place to work. But then after I quit there, then I went to work at a car wash, and that was a lot of fun too because I got to drive everybody's cars. Not being able to hear would give me a panic attack. Yeah, it sucks. No, it has not affected my balance. It doesn't hurt. I mean, it literally just feels like somebody took literally like one of those squishy earplugs, like the ear, you know, just little hearing protection earplugs. It just feels like somebody took it and went and like slid it down further into my ear than it's supposed to be, and now you can't like grab it and pull it out. And it just feels like it's expanded sitting in my ear canal. That's what it feels like. Speaking of dating yourself, yeah. But yeah, luckily my balance is fine. I can still touch my nose. Yeah, no big deal. All that's fine. White Castles sounds great. Damn you, Mick. I haven't had White Castles in so long. I think whenever you work there and like every night you would go home smelling like onions, it'll kill, because I used to really like White Castles too. Don't ever work at some place where you really like the food, because then you're going to hate it. My man GT, I played up with my knee replacement, watching the Best Grow channel on YouTube. Woo! Dude, you need to call WR450. You guys can have a little group. He just got his knee replaced today. Good luck with surgery, man. Please take care in the future. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Dude, how have we been in here over an hour already? See, what happens is I love hanging out with you guys so gosh dang much. It's been over an hour. It feels like I've been on here 10 minutes. And I've already been on here over an hour. Hey, bud, are you ready to go get dinner? Hey. Yo. Hey. Are you ready to go get dinner? Taking him to Red Robin because the wife and the daughter are at a Girl Scout thing. So it's just the boys tonight. Hey, bud. You ready? All right. Should we take Bella?
No.
Okay. You ready? Go get your slides on, okay?
Okay.
All right. Hey, I got an entire video on perpetual grow. I broke it down into like a little math equation for everybody. If you go watch it, it's called How to Harvest Every Other Month Like a Professional or like a pro. So go watch the video. It's like a 20-minute thing, and I even give you a mathematical formula to know when you should plant, how long it's going to take, and when you should start your next one. I got a great video on it. It's called How to Harvest Every Other Month Like a Pro. Check his hearing too. Yeah, that's called teenager hearing, door shut with TV up. To hell with the dog. Take the Mustang. The Mustang won't do very well on a drive. It has no water in it or coolant, and it runs on pure alcohol. So I could trailer it up there, but I couldn't drive it up there. It doesn't do very well on the street. Slides? Do you mean slippers? I don't know. I don't think they're called like. Isn't a slipper like a house shoe? Isn't that a slipper? Yeah, I can still do the trans brake. I'm good. Isn't like a slipper like a house shoe, whereas a slide is kind of like a flip flop that doesn't go in between your toes. That's what the kids call slides. All right. I hope you guys all have a fantastic rest of the day. We're gonna have to do this again this week. I feel like this was a lot of fun. I always like hanging out with you guys. If you guys want to hang out with me more, make sure you go over to WTTGT. You can hang out with me every single day because I'm over there every day answering questions, doing consults, and there's a lot of really, I don't know, cool other stuff that's in there. I'll see you guys all next time. GT. I'm out of here. Bang, 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 bang.